folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. So today, I'm hoping, I'm very hopeful for today. Hopefully today I can kind of get pretty much all this buttoned up. I'm pretty over the floors at this point. I don't know if you can tell. Not a whole lot of smiling going on up here. I'm over this, but anyhow, I'm gonna try and get it all knocked out today. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get it all knocked out today, but I'm hopeful that I can get, you know, this panel in here squared up, get that little piece made for back there, which I'm also gonna have to do a little patch up here because that's ate up more than I thought it was. Obviously, I'm gonna save that for another day back here on the bed portion. I think I might end up. Might be shooting myself in the foot here. Don't know. But I think on the back, on the bed floor, I think I'm just going to order another bed floor for it. Pull this bed floor up and just put all fresh metal in there. Just, I'm really over the cutting, welding and fitting and fighting and doing. I may be biting them off more than I want to and doing a complete bed floor replacement on this guy, but we'll see. But I think that's the path I'm going to go on this guy. Just order it's, what is it, 3 pieces? I think it's 3 pieces. 1 piece for the front and then 2 halves for the rear. I think I'm just going to order the whole thing and just put all fresh metal in there, call it good. Then basically the entire floor of this thing's new, minus the transmission tunnel. Yeah. I think that's why I'm going to do it. Anyhow, that'll be down the road a bit. So today I think I'm going to get out here. I'm going to try to get this thing buttoned up. At least the top side stuff done, where I've got the drive shaft tunnel, get that finished welded, and get that little piece made for over there. Get it welded in, make my little piece for back here, get that welded in. And then I think I still have, there's some more welding I need to do down in here. There is a little, I don't know if you can see it, but right in here there's a little piece that I need to make there, just to box that in from the underside. I'll have to put it up from the underside and tack it up. I gotta do the same thing over there as well. And that's pretty much it for the top side. I mean, we still got these guys to do. Not terribly worried about these guys. I'm just trying to get this floor for the most part squared up so I can just kind of move on. And I can just take care of the little stuff down the road off camera and not be recording it. And I just, it's a big job. It is a big job, especially when you ain't never done it before and you're learning as you go. It's definitely challenging. So I think where I'm gonna start off with is getting that piece over there prepped, and go ahead and get a template cut out again. I may be able to reuse the other template and just trim it down a little bit. I'm not sure, but go ahead and get that piece cut out and get that kind of figured out. Maybe even tack it in. I don't know. I do, now looking at this side, I know I need to make this little patch piece that goes right there. The same piece that I need to make for down in here. I'll probably do that before I put that panel up, just because looking at this side, that's going to be a bear. So anyhow, I believe that's what I'm going to finish up today. There's still some welding underneath that needs to be done. Not worried about filming that. And again, I'm still a little apprehensive about welding overhead right now. The memory of that freaking slag going down my ear, that is still fresh in my mind, man. That is like, I don't want that to happen again. God almighty, that hurt. So anyways, so yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about this hole back here and all this crud and crap. You know, this edge, that's part of this floor. So this whole edge piece, that's going to get gone. All the little pinholes that's throughout the floor, and then the bigger holes in the back, that'll all go. The big hole in this back corner over here, the big holes over there at the filler neck, that'll get taken care of. Put in all fresh metal, and then I've got the Pour 15 rust encapsulator, I think is what it's called, paint stuff. Then I can go through here. I can get all that painted up. I can get all the seam sealing done, which again, I'm not sure. Seam seal first, encapsulator second, or encapsulator first, seam seal second. I'll look it up when that time comes. But for now, I'm just kind of looking at what I got to do down the road. So once I get that rear bed floor replaced, then everything's going to get coated in the Pour 15 rust. I think it's rust encapsulation paint stuff. I'm a jig, but you know, I'm going to do it all that way. That way, this floor, pretty much, hopefully, for the life of me and the life of most of the life of Jackson, if he keeps this thing his entire life, doubt it. But if he does, he shouldn't ever have to put floors in it again, because this sucks. It is a pain in the butt. And you know what's really aggravating? Now, I watch Puddin on Puddin's Fab Shop. If y'all guys haven't checked out his channel, it's great. I watched him do a freaking floor in a mini truck in like a day and a half, 2 days, something like that. And I was just like, he makes it look so easy. You know, I'm guessing he knows how to work, you know, metal. I don't. I'm just going off of, you know, common sense crap that I have, which really, you know, isn't great sometimes. But yeah, it was pretty frustrating watching him this past Monday. You know, just crack out his little mini truck, do a full drivers and full passenger pan replacement. Now, granted, he didn't get it really up into the toe boards on his, and it was a lot smaller area than what I was dealing with here. You know, his was probably from here to there worth of area, you know, and it was pretty well flat. You know, I mean, granted, I had stamped out pieces. You know, he built his panel, and it's amazing. But yeah, that just made me feel like, God, I am an idiot, and I am so slow at this, because he just goes over and just like, I'll just knock this out. Done. Puddin', I love you, but man, wow, that just aggravated the crap out of me to see somebody just breeze through it while I'm over here just riding the struggle bus. Actually, I don't even think I'm riding the struggle bus at this point. I think I'm chained to the bumper getting drug. So, anyways, you know, if you've never done it before, it's definitely challenging. Don't let anybody lie to you, guys and gals. The floor pans, they are challenging. There's nothing super easy about it unless you're just patching, you know, little holes. Then that, you know, that might be not too bad. But when you're doing the whole pan, yeah, it's a bit of a chore. So anyways, so I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna get cracking on this thing. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and trace out and get a little patch made for over there on the passenger for the seatbelt hookup area panel thingamajig. Get that done. Maybe get it tacked in today. There's a few more little spots I need to put some tacks down just on the pans in general up top. And then got to finish up this drive shaft tunnel, getting it stitched in. I got to make my little piece for back here. And we're pretty doggone close. So anyways, y'all hang around, check it out. Let's see what I get into. So we'll catch up here in just a bit. All right, let me move that out of the way. Now we can actually see. So, let's see. So this is, I mean, it's close-ish. You know, there's a little bit more of a gap here than there was when the floor wasn't in here, or when I had the. No, I take that back. This doesn't sit the same because when I first put the floor in, I didn't have the floor sitting in the right spot. If that makes any sense. If you want, you can go back and look at. I don't remember which video it was, but it's back there somewhere in the library. I think it was when I was doing the passenger pans. I think it's when I first started on the passenger pans. I hosed this thing up so bad and just totally screwed up this pan, and had to go back and basically put it all back together. Anyways, so doing all that, it's changed the way this all lays from when I originally made this piece. So let's have a look at the garbage that I've got to deal with right here. All right, so I'm actually going to take a little bit of this piece off just so I can get it to sit flush back here at the back, or flush-ish Then it looks like I need to put a different bend line. Gotta love it when you got stuff scattered everywhere. Alright, so we're gonna make a little bit different of a bend on this. And try to make up a little difference here. Like I said, I watch Puddin' a lot. He's using that Ram board. That stuff looks like it'd be great to work with, but I'm using, you know, post office box material because that's just what I had sitting around. Let's see. So I may end up saying screw it and starting over. Not 100% on that. But I mean, that's pretty good. It closes it up. Take this little guy off. All right, now let's do this with some tape. All right, so that should hold her somewhat in place and about where it needs to be, I suppose. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull that piece of tape off of there. I'm just going to leave the tape on there so that when I set it on my metal to start doing my cuts, I can tape it down. I'll just cut through the tape. So the mark I made, it's got a pretty straight edge on it on this top side. If I can hold this still, it's got a pretty straight edge along that top side. You can see where I slipped up a few times, but it's fairly straight. So that's where I'm going to follow with the cutoff wheel. So I'm going to go do that and be back shortly. right, folks, so got her pretty close. As you can see, it fits in there pretty good. I left, kind of took a note from my mistakes on the driver's side. Left a rather long tail on this end, so I go ahead and cut it to fit this this arch for the door. And then I left this, you know, big old honking tag on the back, so I can kind of figure out what I'm going to do back there. Before I go welding this guy in, I'll probably shave this down a little bit. You know, go ahead and cut it down, and then that'll just weld to this back wall here. So yeah, we'll probably start it on this end, get her tacked in, and I got a plug weld right here for this seatbelt mount, so I have to put a plug weld in there, so I'll just have to notch that out just a little bit so it'll fill up, and then weld this guy back and bend him on into place where it needs to go, because it's wanting to kind of flip-flop on me here. So once I get this side tacked in, I can go ahead and knock this side on back and get him where he needs to be. And then yeah, that'll be about where it needs to be. So I'll probably go ahead and just cut this piece on off and clean that up a little bit. So alright, folks, so well, that's what it looks like now. I'm just letting that cool down a good bit. You know, I had a pretty good gap back over here. It's still hot. I had a pretty good gap right back there, and so I had to, you know, really drag the weld around. It's a little warm, so I'm gonna let that cool off a little bit, and then I'll get down here, drill my holes, and do my spots. But yeah, that's pretty well sorted out. Now, I started thinking, I didn't say anything on camera about it, but I started thinking about this little gap down here. Yeah, all I'm gonna do is just take a piece of metal and follow this curve and just drag it out and just, you know, make this solid all the way down right there. If I had thought about it beforehand, I would have cut this piece out to do that, but I didn't, so whatever. And then I'll do the same thing over there on that side as well. So while all that's kind of cooling, I'm gonna get over here and monkey with this and get this all welded up and ready to go. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. Alright, folks, so got that pretty well buttoned up. Still got a little gap right there on that side I got to finish up. Metal's just a little too hot. I can hear it over there popping, so definitely got her a little warm. I got this guy pretty well all stitched up. I did drill my holes, so now all I gotta do is plug weld that, and then I got to do some holes back there and plug weld that to the back side. Still got to make a little piece over here for this little bitty corner, and then yeah, I got to make the little pieces right here and right here. They go down right here, so I, you know, can't stick my finger down in there. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Sun's going down. It's really pretty. Yeah, it's a nice day, so you know, I can work with the door open, and actually dogs aren't barking, just a lot of birds tweeting, and that's fine. So anyhow, yeah, you can see I got this guy all stitched in. You know, that little spot right there, like I said, it's just a little hot. I gotta pretty good gap down here, but this thing is like screaming hot. So I'm gonna wait for that to cool off. I gotta, you know, try and weld up this gap, jump that bridge right there, and do that little gap there, and then get this little guy. And then tranny tunnel will be about done. I gotta shave off my little handy dandy grabber thingies right there. So I cut those guys off, smooth that out, and then that'll be good to go. Get my plugs over there, and then, you know, like I said, I still got to make the little panel that goes down in here, which this side could be a challenge. I may be able to do that from underneath though. I may be able to just slide a piece up underneath and get it welded up just to block that little spot up, so, you know, close it up. Or maybe I'll leave it. It's a spot for water to drain. Nah, probably not. Although I am probably going to take and drill some holes in the floor pan, both sides. I'm going to try and find the lowest spots for the back, lowest spots for the front, and I'm probably going to drill a hole there and put a grommet in it, and that way we've got a drain plug. So if we get water in the truck, we can always pop a drain plug, let the water drain out, good to go. That'll also, you know, if Jackson gets stupid and takes it off road and, you know, gets this thing filthy, dirty, muddy, which I'm not against. I'm not against that. Wait, put my hat on the right way. I'm not against, you know, getting them out and getting them muddy and having fun with them and all that. Not a problem. The problem that I would have with doing it with this truck is this thing's a pain in the butt. I'm putting a lot of work into this. I don't want going out there and just, you know, bouncing into a tree or burying it under a bunch of mud and, you know, just tearing something up, since, you know, putting a whole lot of work and money and time, a lot of time into this truck. So I told Jackson if he wants to go out four-wheeling, raising cane, slinging mud, bouncing on some rocks, you know, hitting some trails, whatever, I'm totally cool with it. We'll get a beater for that. You know, this truck's a little too straight. It's, once the floors are all done, it'll be a little too nice to take out and, you know, go and abuse off-road. So anyways, so yeah, that little pointer for you. If you like take stuff off-road, just buy a beater. You can find them. They're cheap. Just find one that looks, you know, rough as a night in jail, and, you know, make it run and drive good, and take it out. And who cares if you bounce into a tree or, you know, sling a rock up and, you know, put a big old dent in the quarter or the rocker panel, or even the quarter panel even, you know. So who cares? It's a pile, you know. But yeah, this one's just too straight, too nice. I don't want him doing that. So, but anyways, so I'm gonna get back to it and try to get a few more things done before I call it a night. So don't think I'm gonna get it all done tonight, unfortunately, but give it the old college try. So anyhow, I'll catch back up with y'all folks here in a bit. Well, all right, day number 2. Don't have a lot of time today, but we'll get done what we can get done. So I think today I'll go ahead and try to get this guy knocked out, this little thing right there, same thing over there. And I've also, on that very edge of the that piece of that radius right there, I've got to tack that guy down. So I need to drill a hole and plug weld that guy so he ain't flopping around. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and get those 2 knocked out, and that'll pretty much do it for this. So yeah, we'll catch back up here in a minute. Well, I think that'll do it then. So that'll get me pretty doggone close, and I can go cut this out and go ahead and get it shaped up, trimmed up, and ready to go. So I'll join back up here in a minute. So got my piece made, nothing real fancy. Got me a little magnet to help, you know, guide her in place and get it where it needs to be. ain't pretty, but it'll do the job. I'll get back through here and stitch this guy up a little bit better, or complete it, but that's a really small piece of metal, so that's going to get hot in a hurry. So I guess I'm going to move over to this other side, see if we can figure out something over there. Well, that's pretty much it right there. That's awesome. I'll be back. All right, got her cut down pretty doggone close. Slide it up in there and let's see what we can do. All right, folks. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm out of time this week. So what I did get done is almost everything I was wanting to get done. I got these little pieces filled in for the gap. Same thing over there. That one kind of is a little ugly, but it works. I got that filler piece put in. I got this guy stitched up. I still haven't gone back and finished this up, but like I said, I'm out of time. So I'll come back, I'll finish that up. I'll finish burning these guys in. I did not get back to doing on this, and the more I've thought about this little guy back here in this corner, with as rotted as this is, and this piece actually sits on top of this. You can see remnants of it back in here, underneath all this old seam seal stuff. This metal is so bad right here, and this metal is just rotted and rusty as hell up underneath it. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to basically, I mean, you can see it's really pitted right in here. So I'm probably going to end up cutting like this part all the way down and just taking this piece out and then running, you know, a new piece back to here to overlay this once I get the new piece back here. So this is just going to sit open for now. And once I get the rear, the bed floor pieces and get the old crap cut out, which that's probably going to be a whole other fun thing. But once I get the old pieces out, then I can come in here and replace this. I can go ahead and cut this out of the way, get all this rot out of here, get this cut out of the way, get this new piece in, then I can lay a new piece of metal over, and then I'll go ahead and fill this gap in back here. So that side over there isn't as bad. It's got a little bit of rust in it right here on this top piece, same place as over here on this driver's side. It's got a little bit of rust in it, but it's not nearly as bad as this side. This side it's pretty rotten. So the funny thing is it didn't have a hole that big in it until I got over here and just kind of started poking at it with a screwdriver, and that hole just kept growing. I was like, I'm going to stop before that gets too big. So it's not done, but it's definitely more done than it was yesterday. And it's definitely more done than it was the day before that. So it's getting close. It's getting pretty good. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, so I've only got really one more weekend that I have time that I can actually dedicate to this for now. There'll be plenty more of the Blazer coming up, but what I'm going to end up having to do is I got to get Steve in here to get him ready for Power Tour. I know Crook's got his Camaro, and I think they're taking Caden's truck. So we're going to have a little revolving door of vehicles coming in and out of the shop. So I'm going to have to get this Blazer where, you know, it doesn't take four of us to shove it in and out. It's a pain. Plus, it doesn't have any steering hooked up right now. So probably next weekend, what I may end up doing next weekend is go ahead and mount a seat and hook the steering back up, hook the drive shafts up, go through, button everything up underneath, you know, suspension-wise, and see if we can't get this thing up and running again. And then that way, all it'll be is I can pull it out when we're working on something. I can pull it back in when we're done. Kind of like what I do with Steve now. But I think that's what we're going to end up doing next week, is just get this guy to where it can actually, you know, move around under its own power. And it's not such a pain for, you know, just me and Jackson to move around whenever, you know, working on stuff. So anyway, so that'll wrap it up for this week. Guys, I have to say I'm thrilled. I hit 30,000 views this week, 550 subscribers. Subscribers have kind of slowed down a little bit. you know, I don't know if that's just the nature of the beast, but, you know, whatever. But still, 550 subs and 30,000 views, which is, I mean, I'm just like, wow, that's insane. So thank y'all so much. And I do appreciate y'all guys watching. If y'all got any comments or anything, throw them down there. I read all the comments and I typically respond to them usually within a few minutes, if not just an hour or two. So, you know, feel free, drop comments. And, you know, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. That helps a ton. Gets that algorithm popping. And then if you haven't subscribed and you made it this far, why haven't you subscribed? It's just a little button. You just click it. I'll upload once a week, so you'll get one alert. You know, that's even if you have the alerts turned on. You know, you don't even have to have those turned on. But yeah, if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, man, go ahead and do that. So anyhow, I do appreciate it, guys, and thanks for watching. And well, we'll catch up next week. I guess when we go to getting this K5 kind of moving around under its own power again, temporarily. And yeah, we'll get cracking on Steve here very, very soon. I'm excited about that. Steve's my boy. I love that truck. But just remember, guys, it ain't got to be perfect. God knows it ain't got to be perfect. So it ain't got to be perfect. Just good enough. Y'all guys have a good one. We'll see y'all next week.